Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. The haunting of Scientology. There is a haunting in the mist in Los Angeles, California, and Clearwater, Florida. Downtown, down the street on L Ron Hubbard Way, the Scientology Blue Building is known for being people having a glazed look in their eyes. And on Cleveland Street, where the Fort Harrison Hotel is synonymous for Lisa McPherson's death. There's no place are known for being a troubled town when Scientology is around. That criminal organization has always been very corrupt and evil. Here are the comparisons between Scientology in Los Angeles and Scientology in Clearwater. Here are the comparisons between those two in Florida and California. Being corrupt and evil is what Scientology does best, and they don't care. On L Ron Hubbard Way in LA, their Scientology is connected to a busy town. That area is always surveilled. That would be contribute with a feeling of discomfort for any outsider. And on Cleveland Street in Clearwater, Florida, it would be connected to an empty town. The nature of that controversial town that's surrounded by danger and terror, that would make all the residents there feel like an outcast. Both those towns in Florida and California would survey as serve as Scientology's headquarters, which makes everybody fearful and angry. Scientology had created fear throughout that entire town that the citizens in that area no longer want to go into downtown. Now, according to Aaron Smith Levin, David Miscavige didn't want Scientology pushed everybody out of the town. And this is all to do because he didn't want anything to do with people who didn't want to be in Scientology and wasn't a Scientologist. Then in 2017, he secretly bought all the buildings in downtown Clearwater and kicked out almost all the businesses. Then decided to only rent it to Scientology businesses and not rent it out to non-Scientologists. After David Miscavige did that, Clearwater hasn't emptied ever since. Then, according to all the neighbors on L Ron Hubbard Way in Los Angeles, California, they would use intimidation. They also had used harassment and victimization and victimize people by blackmailing them. After they would do that, otherwise raise paranoia with everyone in that neighborhood, then would manipulate any information by controlling each and every story about a person, along with any public idea that a person may have about another person. That evil organization would also apply physical pressure to keep any loyalty among the people with hostility between the members. Then that's how Scientology haunts both Cleveland Street in Clearwater, Florida, and in L Ron Hubbard Way in Los Angeles, California, where ultimately that criminal organization has always been very corrupt since the beginning with L Ron Hubbard. Then nevertheless, that area is always surveilled. That would contribute with feelings of discomfort for any outsider. But overall, Scientology had created fear throughout Clearwater, Florida, where the citizens in that town no longer want to go downtown. After finally, according to all the neighbors on L Ron Hubbard Way in Los Angeles, California, would use intimidation. And this is Scientology would do to anyone who is looking in. Then finally, both Clearwater, Florida, in Los Angeles, California, would be hopeful to go back to normal. After, in conclusion, Scientology would discriminate against people and never will welcome them onto L Ron Hubbard Way. And that's why their neighbors are up in arms, because of how they're excluded from ever walking down that street. And that street does not belong to them. It belongs to the people. And then all in all, the town of Clearwater doesn't belong to Scientology. It belongs to the people. According to the 13th Amendment, we have a right to walk down any street. And it doesn't belong to one specific person or group. It belongs to all of us in the United States, according to the 13th Amendment. And then David Miscavige just takes it over. That's not right. Why did he do it? Because he decided that if you weren't a Scientologist, you can't pass by. You can't come into this town. That's what he decided. And he continues to dangle that carrot over the face of the people of Clearwater. But then at the end, it doesn't belong to him or Scientology. That town belongs to everybody. And on L Ron Hubbard Way, that street does not belong to Scientology. It belongs to everyone. So no closure in the world is going to say otherwise. And they can't close it down anyway, because guess what? It's on the route to the hospital. And if anyone gets hurt, God forbid, they're going to have to use that street. And if that street's closed, then something serious can happen to a person. So OSA and David Miscavige thinks about nobody but themselves. And City Council, so far, I think they're edging back to being normal. But Ryan Cotton, he's definitely David Miscavige's go-to boy, go-to man, or whatever it is he would prefer to call it. All in all, every street, every town in the United States belongs to us, not just one group or person, to us. And then in conclusion, the government and the police department should stop Scientology from infiltrating them. Well, that should do it today. So hit the like, press the subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow, because there's nobody on my chat. Bye.